There's 42 again, bumping into people, and it's just good, hard running by number 14. And I'm going to learn how to say his name, Grigualo.
You got it.
All right.
You got it.
I'll call him Adam.
The G-Man.
The G-Man.
It's at the 16. 2nd and 8 after the penalty. Ashby going to roll. He's going to keep, cuts it to the 10, turns the corner, dives towards the end zone, and there's the signal. It's a touchdown for Ashby. The signal came late, but he got around the corner at the last moment to sneak it inside the pylon.
A sophomore making good decisions. He had his fullback, Maley, in the flat, wide open. Look at 42. 42 thinks, I'm going to get the ball. Ashby says, no, you're going to block for me, and I'm going in the end zone.
Look at the block he gave him.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Boy, he reached out, knocked over the pylon, and apparently enough to convince the official of a touchdown. So Jonah Klein on to attempt the extra point. Klein's kick is up, and the kick is good.
I'd like to see a kicking contest between these two guys. They both thump it, don't they?
You're right.
That ball kind of explodes out of that hold.
9:52 remaining here in the first half. Hoover 21, GlenOak 7 in our Alt Care TV game of the week. We remind you, coming up at halftime, it's the Malone University halftime show featuring both the GlenOak and Hoover marching bands and hosted by our very own Frank Salona. So stick around for that at halftime, the Malone University halftime show. We'll also have all the stats and our first half highlights as we take a look at the scoring drive for the Hoover Vikings as they increase their lead to 14 with just under 10 minutes to go in the first half of play.
Another big play allowed them to get down the field. 4 plays, 66 yards, 2 minutes and 2 seconds. A 16-yard TD run by Ashby. Extra point was good. Ashby had 2 carries, 72 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's also 5 out of 5 for 101 yards and a touchdown. That's a pretty good night.
Yeah,
and he's got a lot of play yet to do.
Wow.
Looks pretty good for a sophomore, doesn't he? Looks pretty good for a senior.
Well, we have heard the accolades already through the first couple of weeks.
Well, he's at the right place. They've had a long line of really good quarterbacks here at Hoover.
You're right. Klein to kick. Johnson and Fox back deep. Klein's had an assortment of kicks tonight. This will be high and deep again. Johnson going to settle under it at the 5. To the 10, straight ahead, breaks a tackle, crosses the 20, and he'll take it out near the 30-yard line. GlenOak has the football. This was tied just a couple minutes ago. Wow, Hoover's exploded with a pair of touchdowns, and they have a 2-touchdown lead.
Yeah, Ashby doing the damage with his feet. Of course, he got it down the field with a pass on the second drive, but you know, this is a point in the game where GlenOak's got to grow up. You know, there's still young guys, but there's young guys making plays for Hoover. Now the young guys from GlenOak needs to make plays.
Cook has Justin Washington behind him and to his left. 2 receivers to the near side. Washington going to carry. Ball comes out. There's a flag on the play. GlenOak recovers back inside the 25, but a flag did come in. So we'll see what happens there. Nick Nash, the right guard, recovered the fumble. There's a holding penalty called against GlenOak, but because of the play and the loss, Hoover's going to decline.
They'll take the down and the loss of 5 rather than give them another down and take a loss of 10 or 11. The hold might have been off the line of scrimmage a little bit.
Ball marked now at the 24. 2nd down and about 14. Johnson now in at running back behind Cook. Cook throws left side. It's caught and then dropped. Put the ball right on the money and unable to make the grab is number 10.
Pass is intended for number 10, Brock McAllister.
Good
That's
throw
Brock
on the quick out.
McAllister.
Yeah, put it right there.
Number 10, AJ Vega.
Right now, GlenOak's hurting themselves.
It's 3rd down.
Put the ball on the ground, had a holding penalty, now a drop pass, and that's why you're at 3rd and 15. But all can be made right with a big play.
3rd down and 14. Ball at the GlenOak 24. Hoover showing blitz. Cook, here comes the blitz. He spins out of it. He's going to run. He's going to throw. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And making the pick, number 15, David Forrest for the Vikings. And I was watching. The receiver was right there. Cook came right across in front, made the play.
Yeah, he really did. He read the quarterback's eyes and got in that lane, and the ball came right to him. A lot of times when you're rolling out, you're being chased, and there's guys running crossing routes. It looks like a forest out there, and it just hit the wrong color jersey.
Speaking of Forrest, David Forrest with the pick. How about that?
I wasn't trying to make a play on his name, but he was right there in front of a receiver, and I'm sure the quarterback looked at the receiver, did not see the defender.
26-yard line, 1st down and 10 for Ashby and the Vikings. Ashby going to look to the left. He'll throw over the middle. It's incomplete. There's a flag on the play, and then a second flag comes in.
Well, I think the second flag may have been holding in the defensive backfield. The first one, I think, was going to be some kind of motion or alignment penalty on Hoover.
So we'll get this figured out. Going to have procedure against Hoover, and then we're going to have holding against GlenOak. Yep.
And we're going to act like it never happened.
Act like it never happened.
You know, if you act like it never happened and it's a do-over, shouldn't you put the time back on the clock? What about that?
Yeah, I've often wondered that myself.
That would get pretty confusing.
I've wondered that myself. First and 10 at the 26. Put a man in motion. And the carry by Grigualo. Good yardage up the middle.
Grigualo, he doesn't shy away from contact, does he?
Not at all. Sure. Watch.
Look at the end of this run now. He comes upon 2 guys and he decides, I'm going right through them.
Yeah.
Tough kid.
2nd down and 3 at the 19 of GlenOak. 8.5 minutes remaining.
Well, he came in with 320 yards and 6 touchdowns, so he can tote the man.
Well, this time he is going to be knocked back for a loss. Breaking through the linebacker, Tay Stovall Mitchell. Number 23 with a nice open field tackle and stop.
Yeah, that was a nice hit. GlenOak's shown that they're willing to bring some backers to try to make something happen. And especially down and distance determines it too, but defensive coordinators like to blitz when you're in your scoring zone and when you're in the opponent's scoring zone. That 20 in on each end of the field.
3rd and 4 at the 20. Quick pass, breaking a tackle to the 5, getting it into the end zone, and the touchdown by number 22, Drew Johnson for Hoover.
Well, talk about their main receiver. He had 30 catches coming into this game in 3 games.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. I saw that stat and I thought it had to be a misprint, but you add them up and it equals how many, completions they had.
There you see, breaks that tackle and he's off to the races.
Yeah, he ran through 4 defenders.
So Ashby has thrown for 2 touchdowns and ran for 2 touchdowns.
And it's not even halftime.
Extra point is up, and it is good by Klein. 7:55 to go in the first half. It's Hoover 28 and GlenOak 7. Now let's go down on the sidelines as we jump on the zero emissions SARTA bus. This report brought to you by SARTA. Let's check in with our Frank Salona, who has a very special guest with him. Frank?
All right, David, thank you very much. And joining me now is the quarterback from the 1968 Federal League Championship team, North Canton Hoover, in their first year, Greg Brown. And Greg, thanks for joining us. Tell us about that first year. You guys got in the Federal League and you won the championship.
We did. It was great. It was a tremendous privilege going up here in this community of North Canton. And the first year of the Federal League, we had a terrific team. We had Hank Escola, Bill Trumpeter, Bill Parker, Tim Wolf, just to name a few. They're here tonight, Dennis Grady. And it was just probably the most fun I've ever had in my life was playing high school football.
Now, you mentioned they're all here tonight. A lot of the guys, I saw them down there, and you guys had a big group picture together. You guys are getting together later to celebrate, maybe?
We are. We're all going over to Walters on Apple Grove Road for dinner and drinks after the game, and it is open to the public. If anybody'd like to join us and reminisce, we'd really like to see them there.
All right, sounds good. And before I let you go, this field is named for Don Hertler, Sr. It's a guy that you played for. Tell us your best memory from Coach Hertler.
Well, he was just a great man. He really cared about the kids. He took care of us, and we were like his family. And I can't say enough about him. He was a tremendous coach.
All right, thank you so much. Greg Brown, 1958 Federal League champion right here at the quarter, or 68, I'm sorry. 60, I made you older than you were. All right.
All right, we appreciate that, Frank. That report brought to you by Sarda. The kick goes into the end zone, so GlenOak will take over first down and 10 at their 20. We've got a timeout on the field. We'll come back. Hoover 28, GlenOak 7 on the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard.
How's your home? Safeguard knows, and you can too. Wherever you are, day or night, whatever you're doing, Safeguard Home Security is professionally monitoring your home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can check on your home from anywhere at any time on your smartphone, tablet, or computer. The Safeguard app makes it easy to put your mind at ease. Safeguard Security from MCTV. Your home is just fine.
For nearly 20 years, thousands of people have relied on SARTA for safe, affordable, reliable transportation.
People like Misty Williams, who's riding SARTA to a brighter future. Misty's a full-time student and mom who uses our fixed routes to get to school, pick up her son at daycare, and return home at the end of a very busy day.
School, shopping, Cleveland, Akron, the airport, for work or for play. People you know count on SARTA to meet their transportation needs. And we deliver.
SARTA, where can we take you today?
Back at North Canton Memorial Stadium, 28-7 Hoover. After the kickoff, GlenOak with a first down and 10. Quick toss. Catch is made across the 30 and out of bounds. Making the grab, Nucci Smith, number 7. It's going to be a first down, or close to a first down, a pickup of 9. Let's take a look at that. We'll look at the play first.
Just a hitch route or stop route, whatever you want to call it. Get it out there. Let him use his speed. That's that last little push there is what the fans were yelling about. They thought it was a late hit.
Second down, less than a yard. And the give to Johnson. Johnson breaks a tackle. Oh, he nearly broke that. Making the stop, number 10, A.J. Vega. Let's take a look now at that scoring drive by the Vikings moments ago, Mark.
Yeah, after that interception by David Forrest, they went 3 plays, 26 yards, took them 1:16. 20-yard touchdown pass, Ashby to Johnson, and another good extra point.
And on the carry, number 34 for the Golden Eagles, again, LeSean Johnson. He's a 5'10 junior. And GlenOak has gone to a hurry up here, Mark, just to mix things up.
You know, a lot of times it's good because it does change the rhythm. You know, you have to think quicker, act quicker. You know, a lot of times you don't get caught up in the score. You just play football, and I think it's a good move.
And now, instead of getting a penalty, Hoover, Coach Brian Baum, is going to take a timeout. That is a direct response to what GlenOak is doing with the hurry up. Hoover's running people in and out.
Got caught with 12 guys on the field, didn't want the penalty, so they took a timeout.
Stops the clock with 7:12 to go here in the first half. We want to remind you fans that on 1480 WHBC Sports, we have the Cleveland Browns in action this coming Sunday. The Browns travel down to the Big Easy to battle the New Orleans Saints on Sunday. The pregame is at 11. The kickoff at 1 o'clock on 1480 WHBC.
You know, we talked about the game that Ashby's having so far as quarterback for the Vikings. You know, I noticed he really likes to spread the ball around. Coming into the game, he had 6 receivers with 5 or more catches. And that's pretty good after just 3 games. And we're seeing it again tonight here. He doesn't just have his favorite receiver like a lot of high school kids do. I did. And I had a kid that caught everything. I threw it to him almost every time. 4 different guys have caught passes tonight. Thank you, Bob. So, you know, that's another mark of a mature quarterback.
You talk about throwing to a favorite guy, especially when you're a sophomore.
Yeah.
You know, Johnson is wrapped up and dropped in the backfield, and busting through there, number 26, the linebacker Ryan Pruzanowski. That's the guy that, one of the guys that Frank Salona focused on in our pregame.
Yeah, he fought through the block, and what a textbook tackle. Good hit. That backs up GlenOak, makes it 3rd and long now.
So ball back at the 43. 3rd down and 9. Cook hands it off to Johnson. Johnson breaks a couple of tackles. Johnson crosses midfield to the 49. Very close to a 1st down. It's going to bring up 4th down, and we'll call it 2. You're down 28-7. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, go for it and keep the drive going.
It's a nice run.
Good effort there, running through some arm tackles. All right, here's their chance.
4th down and about 2.5. Just across the 50-yard line for Cook, who looks to the sideline. Now they're going to make a change at the line of scrimmage. Cook going to throw, and nearly picked off by Vega. Pass was intended for Smith, and Vega stepped in and broke it up.
Now that's a play that a senior makes. He knew how much yardage they needed, and he was expecting a quick stop route. And when he saw the quarterback set his feet, he started dashing toward that ball, and he almost picked it off. He'd have gone for a touchdown if he had, but nice defense.
So the Viking defense comes up big, and the ball at the 49-yard line. Hoover gets the ball back now with under 6 minutes to go in the 1st half.
And now you really got to challenge your defense if you're GlenOak. You cannot let Hoover into the end zone again here before half.
I agree. Ashby, the sophomore, looks over the defense, has Johnson in motion, and he'll give it off to Grigualo, and a yard or two into GlenOak territory to the 49.
Well, that's a good stop. Give up a yard on 1st down. Good aggressive run defense.
I want to ask our statistician Bob Jeffries, how many yards does Grigualo now have here in the 1st half? He's totaling the numbers as we speak. We'll check that in a moment. Coming up on 5 minutes to go. 2nd down and 9, or 2nd and 8 from the 49. Man in motion again. Quick toss for Grigualo into GlenOak territory again with the carry, and knocked down as he fought for yardage near the 46. Big number 75, Gemini Turner on the stop.
Yep, Chris Armstead coming up there, help out. He's the one that got that fumble recovery for a touchdown.
Grigualo now in the ball game.
Pretty good half. 14 carries, 56 yards. And he's had a lot of tough yards.
3rd and 5 from the GlenOak 46 as Ashby drops back. He looks, he throws. He's got his man at the 40. Open field to the 30. Turns the corner. Cuts it back. That's Johnson. Johnson's going to take it to the house. 46 yards from Ashby to Johnson. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And we'll make that another nominee for our Friends and Family Credit Union rock solid play of the game.
That's just a fabulous catch and run. Now, Ashby did a nice job of getting it to him so he can run with it, because this kid can run. And he also has that little knack of juking and getting around the guy. Look at his cutback now. And now he's going to plant that left foot again and run away from the last guy. That is a great run.
34-7. After that Hoover touchdown, 4:26 remaining, 1st half. Extra point by Klein, up, and he hooked it to the left, no good. On the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard, Hoover 34 and GlenOak 7. We've got a timeout on the field. Back to North Canton Memorial Stadium after this.
You can't tell your cold to wait? Talk to a doctor now with the new Altman Now app. Get the app now. You can't tell your migraine to wait. Talk to a doctor now with the new Altman Now app. Download the Altman Now app now.
Welcome back to North Canton Memorial Stadium. Hoover on top 34-7 with about 4.5 to go. And let's recap that Hoover scoring drive.
Another big play made it happen. 3 plays, 51 yards, took 1 minute and 22 seconds. Ended up on a 46-yard touchdown pass from Ashby to Johnson. They did miss this extra point, makes it 34-7. Drew Johnson, 4 receptions, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's pretty good done.
Klein with a nice deep kick again. Johnson at the 4, 10, 20. Johnson with a head of steam, and he pile drives out near the 26-yard line. Coming up on Saturday, 1480 WHBC Sports brings you Ohio State football. The Buckeyes will get apparently their first true test of the season. They'll take on TCU in Arlington. The pregame starting at 6:30, the kickoff at 8 o'clock. Ohio State football all season long on 1480 WHBC.
Well, I agree with you when you said that Johnson pile drives it. He's a kick returner because he gets the ball and goes north and south as hard as he can go.
At the 26, empty backfield, and now Cook is looking for
He's looking for his running back. Yeah, that's right. You said empty backfield. He's going, it's not supposed to be empty.
He's pointing over to the coach.
Well, you know what? They have been alternating running backs a lot.
They have.
You know, and I imagine somebody didn't get the call or got a little confused or isn't paying attention, something. But the quarterback looked around and said, this ain't going to work.
Now, Mark, I know you've played a lot of football. You've had games where you've been in the lead by an awful lot. I'm sure you've been in games where you've been behind an awful lot. What's the mindset now with Scott Garcia and his staff with a 34-7 deficit here?
It's really tough.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to have to try to regain these guys' attention in the locker room. And what you want to do, especially with young kids, you just don't want them to give up. You know, you want them to play hard no matter what the score is. You know, they're looking at the scoreboard and they look at Hoover and they say, we're probably not going to win this game. I mean, they're realistic, intelligent kids, right? That doesn't mean you don't play hard.
Yeah.
You challenge them to win the second half or win the fourth quarter. That means we're not giving up. We're playing hard. Now, who you're talking to a lot of times is going to be the backup guys because, you know, we're going to see some backups from Hoover in the second half and obviously some younger kids yet from GlenOak, but you just want them to keep playing hard.
Tyler is the running back. Quick toss out to him. 25 to the 30 to the 35. Breaks the tackle to the 40. And he'll have enough for a GlenOak first down. And the sophomore, Luke Tyler, with a nice carry. Good blocking on that right-hand side.
See, the young kids, they'll keep playing because they're playing for next year and they're playing for the year after that, you know. What you got to be concerned about is your seniors, if they don't start sacking the bats.
Good block by another sophomore over there, Braden Fox. Same play, toss to Tyler. And this time he'll get a yard to the 41, and that's it.
Well, a lot of coaches have that philosophy. I'm going to run it till you stop it, you know, and if we can get into a rhythm doing it, let's roll. Sometimes you get a running back that gets hot, or you find a weakness in the defense, and you're able to exploit that for a while.
Second down, and we'll call it 9 at the 41. A Malone University halftime show coming up. Stay with us for that. Your host, Frank Salona, and featuring the GlenOak and Hoover bands. Cook with the ball in the air down the field and overthrows Nucci Smith, the wide receiver, who had a step on the DB once again. And again, you see the arm on this young man.
Yeah, see, that one left his hand good too. That one was an anomaly. That was just a bad release, and he's got speed on the outside, and he can throw it deep. Now, and I'm speaking from experience, I could throw it deep too. I didn't complete very many deep balls because I just chucked it, you know.
Yeah.
So he'll learn that as he gets a little bit older, is you know, how to put a little air under it, let your guy run under it, because he's got some guys that can get downfield.
At the 41, 3rd down and 9. Tyler, the running back, again behind and to the right of Cook. Cook back, fakes. Here comes pressure. Cook is going to go down back inside the 40-yard line. And breaking through, defensive tackle number 52, Luke Hayden.
Yep, just beat his blocker one-on-one, got into the backfield. They were bringing a stunt on that side of the field. They took a guy and looped him all the way around the end, and he's coming right there. But the guy that got through just beat his guy one-on-one.
Saris into punt now for the Golden Eagles.
Well, he's had a couple of punts. Gets him high in the air with no return. Let's see what he can do this time.
Vega back. Another high end-over-end kick. Fair signal by Vega, and he'll make the grab inside the 30-yard line. So Hoover will have another shot at points. 2:51 remaining in the half. Hope you're enjoying our Alt Care TV Game of the Week from 1480 WHBC Sports. Glad you're with us. Already week number 4 of the high school football season. First week of Federal League play and league play throughout the county for most of the schools. There you see the young sophomore quarterback, Connor Ashby, dropping back, looking, throws, caught across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Trent Graham, a 6'5" junior, makes the grab. Boy, they just have a stable of receivers.
Yeah, they got a bunch of guys, and they're all catching them. I like the release on Ashby. And he throws that thing from his ear over the top, and it's on target.
Second down and a yard, and a flag. Looked like Hoover tried to speed up the pace there a bit, didn't they?
Yeah, and they were out of kilter a little bit, so they got called for motion.
Is that just a case of trying to catch the defense asleep a bit?
Yeah, that, and maybe, you know, you're taking it. That's pretty good, huh? 8 of 8, 186, 3 touchdowns,
wow.
No interceptions. Now, if you do that, what's the NFL call that thing, that quarterback rating thing? It's new from when I played, so I don't really know what it is, but it'd be like 250 or something. But, you know, maybe with 2.5 minutes to go and only one timeout, Coach Baum's saying, hey, let's work a little 2-minute offense. Let's get a little experience at that. Coaches are always thinking, you know.
Second down and 6. It's a screen. Grigualo with blockers down the sideline and near midfield. A first down for Hoover, and it stops the clock with 2:07 left.
Yeah, it's a good play call. And what are you going to do? Get it to your best ball carrier with a bunch of big old guys out in front of you. That's a pretty good idea.
Oh.
And the big old guys are blocking. Wow.
Now they'll mark it right at midfield. Starts the clock back up. Ashby again, and
yeah, the wide receiver wasn't set this time. He was still trying to figure out from the referee if I'm on the line of scrimmage or not, and the quarterback snapped the ball. So yeah, it's good. That's why you practice it, right?
Right.
Because you're not used to doing it, and they've gotten 2 motion penalties in that speed up.
Well, you said coaches are always trying to tweak things, and then if things go wrong, you have then some teachable moments.
That's right. That's right. Got an injury in the defensive backfield. Looks like a cramp.
While we have a moment, don't forget every Friday night on 1480 WHBC, you can hear the best and only post-game scoreboard show in Stark County. Find out how everyone did, who made the great plays, who had a tough night, and so much more. It's the Hammersmith Insurance Scoreboard Show, only on 1480 WHBC. So while they attend to the GlenOak player, we'll see.
You know, we were talking about, you know, playing the second half and finishing strong in the fourth quarter. We did a radio game last night, Central Catholic and St. Thomas, and at halftime, it might have been 41-0. It was bad. And St. Thomas played hard the whole second half. You really got to credit those kids and that coaching staff, because whatever they made them aware of at halftime, they came out and executed. And you know, the last drive of the game, they went 78 yards and scored their only touchdown. Wow. So that might be the only thing I show them on film the next day, you know, because that's what you want all the time. Credit those kids with playing hard. Even though they got beat badly, they came out of there with some good positives, as you mentioned, teachable moments.
All right, first down and 15 now after the penalty. Ball at the 45. Ashby, quick toss. Catch is made. And near GlenOak territory at the 45. With the reception, Mike Robinson into GlenOak territory. Ball marked at the 44.
Is he still perfect, Bob? Oh, man, I don't want to jinx him, but.
Second down and 5 now from the 44. Ashby rolling left. He'll throw again. Catch is made. 40, 35 with a block. That's Johnson. Johnson taken out at the 25, but I think you're going to have a block in the back coming up against the Vikings.
Yeah. And that call has gotten stricter as they've tried to improve safety for players. You know, it used to be if you had your head in front, you could drill him. And now the rule kind of reads if he doesn't see you coming.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of times they don't see the blocker coming because they're looking at the ball carrier.
Right,
so it
right.
then turns into judgment by the official, and they're just trying to protect kids. I got no problem at all with that.
Yeah. Calling it a crackback block.
Yep.
See if you can pick up on this right at the bottom of your screen, and to the left, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Right
there. And you got to credit the offensive guy for helping out and working to get into a good blocking position. But
2nd and 14 now. Ball back at the Hoover 46. Ashby back. Throws over the middle. It's caught. And running away with it to the end zone is Mike Robinson. That's another 54-yard play and a touchdown for the Vikings.
Well, Mike Robinson came in with 6 catches and 87 yards, so he's not a stranger. But how about a 6'4" kid catching it, splitting the defensive backs and running away from them? This is impressive. In routes are not easy to catch because they're coming right at your face. And then look at the speed.
Yeah, look at that speed.
Look how tall he is. Man.
6'4".
Hoover's got a stable. Watch out, Federal League. This offense can score points.
Klein ready with the extra point. And a flag comes in. You know what? You may never see a better half of throwing the football than what we're seeing young Connor Ashby have tonight.
I never have. You know, I've seen some really good ones, but, you know, he rolls out. He goes from the gun. He goes play action. And they're all right on target.
And really, there's only been one of those where the receiver had to make a real strong play where he went up and had to tip the ball to himself.
Yep.
That was on that one long pass play.
That's right.
But everything else has been either right on the money or very, very near. So the penalty moves the extra point attempt back. Kick by Klein, plenty of distance. No problem. Hoover 41, GlenOak 7 with 1:29 remaining here in the first half of play. Wow.
Well, it's an impressive display by the offense. You know, they have run it well. They've passed it well in a lot of different ways. They've had big plays. They've got short yardage when they've had to. That's a 6-play, 72-yard drive. 1:22 because they had another big play. 54-yard touchdown pass. Ashby to Robinson. Extra point good. Ashby, 12 of 12, 272 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And it's not halftime yet. That was my senior year, those numbers right there.
Well, if you ever wondered what's on WHBCSports.com, you should check it out, WHBCSports.com. Well, we have also added a new feature. Our AltCare TV Game of the Week is posted there each and every week. You can watch the whole game online, plus new videos and articles in the news section. Check it out. Tons of great stuff at our #1 sports website, WHBCSports.com. Klein to kick it off again for Hoover. 1:29 to go, first half. 41-7 on the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard. Klein hammers this one, and this one will go into the end zone. Johnson just lets it go over his head, and it'll be a touchback out to the 20. What a half for the Hoover Vikings.
Yeah, you know, we talk all about their offense. Our defense hadn't been bad either. The offense from GlenOak has not scored on them yet. There was a defensive touchdown to put the 7 up there. And some of them are the same guys. They got a couple of guys going both ways. Now with 1:29, they got a couple of timeouts, but you know, really they're looking for a first down. First things first. You got to compartmentalize, you know, one thing at a time.
Cook's pass intended there for number 15. That is Chris Armstead. It's incomplete.
Number 21, Elliott Tornow.
Quick toss to the far side.
Well, there it is, and it's just well covered. I mean, right there wasn't a whole lot of room. Elliott Tornow, number 21, was right there on Armstead.
Second down and 10. And it's Johnson. Johnson steps out of a tackle, and he'll carry out across the 20 to the 29, and he lost a shoe on the way there as well.
Ran right out of his shoe. You know, now LeSean Johnson, he's done some good things. We saw him on some kick returns, and he runs hard up in there. Look at him ripping that right foot through the arm tackle, and you know, he's giving him some stuff out there. He's giving him some effort.
It's third down.
So Johnson got that shoe on quick.
Sure
did. In the game.
Man.
Under a minute to go. Third down and a yard. Cook gives it to Johnson. Johnson breaks a couple of tackles. Look at that. And he fights for yardage out to the 34-yard line. It's a first down for the Golden Eagles.
You know, one thing that's a challenge out of that pistol or gun or whatever is the quarterback's handing it to the running back about 6 or 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Not like the old, you know, up under the center with the fullback right behind you, where all you got to do is gain a yard. He had to break a couple of tackles in the backfield to gain that yard.
Yeah, he sure did.
Johnson has 10 carries, 57 yards. That's a pretty good half for him.
Tyler in to give him a break. Sophomore running back now in there with Cook. Cook going to throw. It's caught across the 40. And a nice little step and move.
See, I like what Coach Garcia did there. He worked hard, got that first down. Now he opens it up a little bit, lets him throw it.
That's Brock McAllister, a 5'10 senior with the catch. 12 seconds. The clock is running. Cook going to give it off to Tyler. Tyler with some running room into Hoover territory down to the 45, and that's going to mark the end of the first half. The Hoover Vikings with a huge first half in this Federal League opener for both teams on the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard. Our score, Hoover 41, GlenOak 7. Back with our halftime activities in just a moment.
Embarrassed to smile at family events? Unable to enjoy your favorite foods because of loose dentures? Haven't been to the dentist in a while because of fear? Get healthy at the Amison Dental Group at 3684 Dressler Road Northwest. Let us get you the smile you deserve. Call us at 330-452-2255. Mention WHBC when you call and receive a free take-home whitening kit, a $250 value. Amison Dental Group, where everyone deserves to smile.
Welcome to Friends and Family Credit Union, where we believe every member is a friend of the family.
Hi, I'm Nick Langenfeld, President and CEO of Friends and Family Credit Union. Friends and Family Credit Union provides loans, savings, checking, and other financial services to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Stark County. We provide financial needs in the most reasonable and cost-effective way. What are you waiting for? Stop in one of our locations today to become a friend of the family.
Y'all know it's football season. Around these parts, football season is barbecue season. If you want to score big on game day, make slow-smoked Old Carolina barbecue your go-to spot before, during, and after all the games. No need to cook on Friday. Meet before the game at Old Carolina. Or grab a party pack and host the ultimate college or pro football party. Featuring award-winning ribs, tender pulled pork, and jumbo smoked wings. We have options for all your pigskin pig-outs. Get more info at oldcarolina.com. Old Carolina Barbecue Company. Meet before the game.
Got a news tip? Email us at newstip@whbc.com. For everything WHBC, news, weather, and sports, personality blogs, and more, log on to WHBC.com.
Welcome back to the Malone University halftime show. Our halftime score on the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard has the Hoover Vikings on top, 41-7 over GlenOak. Taking the field now is the GlenOak Golden Eagle Marching Band under the leadership of band director Chris Irwin. The Golden Eagles will march 160 tonight. Let's go out on the field and listen to the GlenOak Golden Eagle Marching Band.
Check out
the baton skills of the GlenOak Majorettes as the band performs The Nest.
You're listening to the GlenOak Golden Eagle Marching Band on the Malone University Halftime Show. We'll take a timeout and come back right after these messages.
To me, Malone is family. Come home. We're waiting for you. You're going to love it here. Promise.
Northern Ohio is shaped around four things: makers, risk takers, movers, and shakers. Even with all that, you need a little help to pack the spirit of a city into one lot. That's why the new Civic is a creator's dream come true. It comes with all the tools we need to flourish and isn't afraid to roll up its sleeves. The 2018 Civic. The fleet is better with a Honda.
Upgrade to a new Civic for just $189 a month. Shop your local Honda dealer or online at northernohiohondadealers.com.
1, ladies and gentlemen, 2. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I feel this is going to be a big day.
Life were only like this.
Wouldn't want to miss this.
Looking forward to it.
What's this all about?
This is very exciting.
So cool.
Beautiful.
Great.
Mind if I have a look? I'm delighted to be here.
Amen.
I am.
Oh, very groovy, very groovy.
Let's have some fun today.
I like it a lot.
That's all there is to it.
I've heard a lot about you.
I've heard a lot about you, too.
Welcome back to North Canton Memorial Stadium and our Malone University halftime show. The Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard has the Vikings on top of the Golden Eagles by a score of 41-7 here at halftime. Now under the direction of Ron Varn and 160 strong. Let's go back out on the field and welcome the Hoover Vikings marching band.